Hi everyone and welcome back. Now that we have, let's say, completed more or less our first system, now it's time to perform the first load flow and to see what can be, if we can find some errors and try to fix them. That maybe some one of you can have some errors the first time, or maybe it's unclear. So to perform the first load flow, it's like you go to the PQ here, which says for the load flow, and it say that switch the current presentation to load flow analysis mode, which means that automatically, if we click that, we'll see here on the right side that we have a lot of icons. But before performing the load flow, before performing any analysis that is included here in this toolbar here, so whatever we perform here, we need to study here the study case, and this is the parameters that needs to be taken into consideration when we perform an analysis. Even if you perform a harmonic analysis, you need to insert some parameters, so that's ours. You can call them as a prerequisite. So we click here in the edit study case, and maybe some of you are familiarized because you can see this kind of view in plenty of let's say power system software. And the load flow study case, first of all, it says you can insert the name here, so you can go for the default one, or you can insert here, for example, load flow, and then you automatically those settings will be saved under this kind of case. So before you perform the load flow, you need to insert some parameters. How is the calculation made? What is the step size? What you are going to see and to do. So the report, because after each load flow, ETAP will generate a report to say that in this buzzbird it was this power, it was this kind of voltage, this kind of amperage, and everything that you need for a nice load flow analysis. So we can go for the normal one, rated voltage in kV or volt. If you are using a low voltage system, it's better to see on voltage, but if you are using like our system, when we have voltages around 110, it's better to insert the big unit, which is percentage and power. Also here you can see the equipment cable and much more. The update will begin with the initial bus voltages or the inverter operating load. We will leave this as default and we'll go for the operating load and voltage, because this kind of settings is that after we change let's say a load from 5 megawatts to 6 megawatts, the calculation will begin from that type of change. So we don't need to consider what was the load before, what was the initial condition. So we just need to go for the actual load and voltage that we are operating. In the method, the most chosen one is the adaptive Newton-Raphson, which is a difference from a Newton-Raphson is that in the adaptive Newton-Raphson, the number of iterations are being adapted to the complexity of the settings, rather than going to the Newton-Raphson and saying that, okay, I need those kind of max iterations. And the ETAP will perform all of them. In adaptive, it will perform maybe less, maybe more. So we don't need to calculate for now flows for one phase and final system, but if you want, we can click that, and the initial voltage will go from not from user defined, but will go as much as they are here. So if I have set here 110, it means that the calculation will begin from those values, and it will be updating values as the load can flow. So if I change generator, it will be automatically updated and will not be referred to any previous values before. So this can be also saved, or you can create a new file, and this will be automatically saved here into the project. So let's go to the loading and see that the loading category will go for design or normal. Make sure that why we see those options here. Remember that each time that we open and we go to the loading, you see this kind of table here. So if you want to do design study case, you have to take this into consideration. But mostly ETAP has a normal or design automatically set value. So when you insert a value here at the 5 megawatts, it takes automatically the first two values. But if you want to do, for example, winter load, you need to insert a load here. And when you go to the load phase, you have to insert here winter load. So each loading category and each generation category, also for the generation, will take into consideration only the values that you have inserted here in the rating and in the capability. So if you do the analysis for emergency, it will take only the emergency values. If you do it for winter, it will take into consideration only the winter values. So for now, we'll go for the design as this is the default one, and we'll go for no diversity and no charging category or loading, because here also you can go operating PQV, but we'll leave those as a default. Now this is the adjustment, let's say, tab. Here you do, it's what is going to happen with the impedance of transformers and with the reactor. So, for example, let's say we have three different of transformers, and there are three different rated powers, three different kind of voltages, and when there is a load flow, and we need to calculate those load flow in all the system, but maybe one transformer is loaded less, one transformer is loaded more, or the same can happen with the reactor. We need to make sure that we need to decide whether we want to do the calculation based on individual, or we need to do the impedance tolerance based on global. So we'll go for the default one, as each of the elements should be calculated individually, not globally. So when ETAP will do the calculation, it will say that this is your percentage, this is your, and this is yours for different type of elements. Also the same for resistance temperature correction. So we'll go for the max temperature here, and nothing else will touch here, because those is when you have a lot of lines and cables that we don't have now for the moment. In case of alert, here you can select which are some values that you will insert the system here in an alert mode. So, for example, let's say that you have set the transformer to be loaded between 100% and 95%. If the transformer here is loaded 98 or 97, it will be normal. But if this transformer is loaded 101 or 93, you can select here, that we will see later in this lecture, that you can put it to an emergency mode. And then you can select some other settings. So if you select that I need for all transformers to operate in this range, if something is out of range, I will calculate in a mode which is called alert mode. And the emergency, this is only when you have circuit breakers or generators, but this is more complex function, and usually it's when you have to define a lot of circuit breakers or generators here. So we'll go for OK now. And we'll go for the first tab here into the right, and you see the icon, we say run load flow. So let's click that. We need to save, and we'll say load flow 1 design. So we know what we are doing. Let's click OK and see what can be some errors. So it says that the load 1, we can double click it here. First we need to see the error by clicking again into the PQ here. And you see it will open error report. So it will say that error, the load 1 static load is out 40% range from bus nominal. So we just double click here, and we see that we have we need to decide another, oh, it's 33, so we need to re-update that, and to say that it's 0.6, and let's click OK. Now let's click again, and as you see, now we have successfully performed the load flow. So this is how it's expressed on real and imaginary numbers. But imagine that here we can go into the right and say that unit show. How are the units can be shown? So it can be shown in real and imaginary, or just in kilowatt and kilovar units. Also here we can change from megawatt to kilovolt to ampere, so you need to see, for example, how much current is flow, and much more. Also now we have selected kilovolt, ampere, and amperage. So if we check also to the power, and if we check the units, so this is how much is flown through those busbars. So it's 90.41% loaded. If we check again the load flow case and we set for alert, is that for the busbars is 95, which here we have 90. So here we have an alert view, what we discussed here. This is the alert view. If we just click that, we'll see that this is the analysis that we do for an alert view, and it will filter by area, zone, or region. So it says that the generator 1 is underexcited. The generator is also under power, which makes sense, and we have under voltage bus. So we will see what is happening on those later also, but this is kind of analysis. And imagine that you insert here, not let's say for the busbar not 95, but you say 85%, and you click OK, and you perform load flow again. And now you click alert mode, it will say that it's again, of course, because it's also operating on 90.4 for the busbars. So this is the operation range, and for the bus voltage here it has to be 95, and let's imagine that this under voltage is 90, we have to change it 85, and we'll recalculate again, and you see that those are gone, because it will only scan for busbars that are only under at least 85, which is not good, because we need to go to at least 95%, and so on. We do the calculation again, because here we have a big transformer and we have a load generator here. So here we can also see the load flow analyzer, and we see how much there are, for example, bus results here, how much is the voltage, what is critical, marginal, and everything. This can be found under the load flow analyzer. One other thing is that also we can click it on the display options and to see sorry guys, is to see how much you want to see. For example, we want to see in kilowatt or in the megawatts, AC, DC, what kind of colors. So this is for more for customization. So let's say that you want to see the circuit breakers here, or the size type of for the AC, you need to see how much kilowatt is the generator, and you click OK, and it will be shown here. The next is that you see those are also for the units if you change it to megawatts, and also to see the low terminal voltages, but only most important settings here is the report manager. So here is how you can insert it, and we can transport, and we can transfer those kind of variables into a file. So the summary, for example, you have to click here and click to a PDF, everything that you need to put. I will choose for complete, and you can put a rich text or MCXL, and this is where it will be, let's say, transferred. So you click OK, and in some seconds it should be ready. Also, if you check here, you have everything is here saved now, and you can see that the project 1 is being populated here. So this is how next time that you open a project, you can import those here, and you can see that load flow design 1, it's here automatically created for you. So this is how we perform a successfully load flow in ETAP, and also we saw how we can export the variables and how we can view every busbar details. So we'll see the next lecture. We'll try to populate the diagram and to do some other analysis. So stay tuned, and see you to the next lecture.